Welcome to Combat Recapped. TJ Dillashaw is scheduled to make his comeback to the cage after an absence of 2 years and will compete as one of the leading fighters in the bantamweight division of the UFC. In light of the fact that Dillashaw is getting ready to return to the limelight in the UFC, let's review TJ's 5 best fights in order to refresh our memories about the dynamic, exciting, and tough fighter he is. TJ Dillashaw was undefeated in his first 4 fights as a professional and was the heavy favorite to win against John the Magician Dodson, who was more seasoned of the 2 fighters. The battle got off to a fast start, with both competitors seeking to gain an advantage early on. Dodson was the one to deliver the first significant hit, which caused Dillashaw to pull back from the action. TJ was able to recover and hit a few huge kicks to keep himself in the match, but Dodson was able to fight off the onslaught and counter with a good left that surprised Dillashaw. TJ was able to rebound and strike a few significant kicks to keep himself in the match. At the end, Dodson won the fight. Despite the fact that Dillashaw lost the Ultimate Fighter competition, the bout revealed the potential that the young fighter had for his future. Dillashaw and Renan Barão's UFC fights were so memorable and had the potential to be ranked among the best of all time, we've chosen to combine them into a single entry. TJ defeated Barão via technical knockout in the 5th round of their very first fight at UFC 173 in 2014. Dillashaw entered the battle as a massive underdog, with little anticipated possibility of walking away with a victory. This stunning victory by Dillashaw against his opponent was widely regarded as one of the most remarkable upsets in the history of the UFC. Not only did Dillashaw disprove the predictions of the odds makers, but his victory also earned him the Bantamweight Championship of the UFC. The second fight between these 2 competitors took place a year later in 2015 at UFC on Fox, Barão vs. Dillashaw 2, when Renan Barão entered the octagon with the opportunity to win back the bantamweight title belt he had lost in their first fight. Dillashaw was a slight favorite to defend his title. After 3 thrilling rounds of action, Dillashaw once again prevailed over Barão in the 4th round to defend his title. Dominic the Dominator Cruz was the opponent that TJ Dillashaw was scheduled to face in 2016 in order to defend his bantamweight title belt. Both the experts and the fans were under the impression that this fight would be a close one, with neither competitor entering the octagon as the obvious favorite. Both Dillashaw and Cruz made sure that the fight lived up to everyone's expectations by going the full 5 rounds and without submitting or knocking each other out. Dominic Cruz was awarded the title previously held by TJ Dillashaw as a result of a split decision. This was because the fight was so close that the judges were unable to reach a verdict that was agreed upon by all of them. Dillashaw was scheduled to defend his bantamweight title against Cody Garbrandt in the main event at UFC 227. Cody Garbrandt was considered to be the top challenger. Garbrandt entered this bout having lost just once in the UFC on his way to 11 victories, making him a formidable opponent who posed a genuine danger to TJ's crown. There was no one who stood out as an obvious favorite in this fight, as is typical of many main event title defenses. Throughout the first round, Cody Garbrandt was pressured into taking defensive positions, but TJ Dillashaw was able to win by KO in the 2nd round. TJ Dillashaw was given the opportunity to compete for the flyweight championship against the reigning champion Henry Cejudo in January of 2019. This fight was not only noteworthy because of the action that took place inside the octagon, but also because of the aftermath that occurred after the bout that ultimately led to TJ being suspended. Cejudo was in complete control of this encounter and was able to successfully defend his championship by winning when the referee stopped the fight after only 32 seconds. The results of Dillashaw's pre-fight drug test, however, would become the most talked about aspect of this battle. After the bout was completed, the results of the pre-fight tests were made public, and they indicated that Dillashaw had a positive result for a banned substance. In July 2021, at UFC Vegas 32, Dillashaw made a triumphant return to action after serving a suspension imposed by the United States Anti-Doping Agency, winning a split decision victory over Corey Sandhagen. Dillashaw has successfully defended the UFC bantamweight title 3 times over the course of 2 separate reigns. Now let's move on to the next fight, which will be a title shot against Aljamain Sterling. A matchup against the past champion is planned for Aljamain Sterling at the co-main event of UFC 280, which will take place at Etihad Arena on October 22, 2022. The current holder of the UFC bantamweight title, Sterling, will defend against the former champion, Dillashaw, who has won the title twice previously. After an original report from Yahoo Sports, the story was subsequently verified and confirmed. After it was reported that Nate Diaz and Khamzat Chimaev will headline UFC 279 on September 10, Yahoo Sports reported that Sterling's next title defense will instead take place at UFC 280 in Abu Dhabi. This is slated to be Sterling's second attempt to defend his title. A contentious victory via disqualification allowed the champion to take the championship from Petr Yan at UFC 259. In their rematch, which took place at UFC 273, the champion went on to win via split decision. What's your thoughts on TJ Dillashaw's bout with Aljamain Sterling? Do you think that TJ Dillashaw has a chance of winning, considering the current form of Aljamain Sterling? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to Combat Recap and hit the notification bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks for watching Combat Recap. See you in the next video.